review is right here, baby, with another top 10 list. This time it's the top 10 video games set during the Second World War. So without further ado, hit it! Wolfenstein 3D. Quite possibly the first ever World War II first-person shooter, and almost the first FPS ever as well, Wolfenstein 3D kicks off this list at number 10. After being captured and held prisoner in the infamous Castle Wolfenstein, it is up to BJ and his Blazkowicz to take the pain to his Nazi captors. A timeless classic of a game and a worthy contender for this list. Sniper Elite V2. About as close to playing a James Bond game but in World War II as things get, Sniper Elite V2 gets us playing as a grizzled sniper in Nazi-occupied territory. Sneak in undetected, assassinate several key targets with your trusty sniper rifle, and hope that no one heard your gunshots. Quite the challenging game, but also quite satisfying if you manage to pull off your plans correctly, and not to mention the awesomely gruesome death cam, Sniper Elite V2 is in at number 9. Day of Defeat Source. Kind of like Counter-Strike meets Team Fortress 2 meets World War II and nothing but the World War II, so help you Gavin. Originally starting out as a conversion mod by Valve, after noticing its popularity, the devs decided to turn it into a full-blown game. With many game modes to choose from and several player classes as well, Day of Defeat is definitely an entertaining shooter to try out if you haven't already.
Lane Goodman.
Red Orchestra 2: Heroes of Stalingrad. About as realistic as World War II shooters come, we find Red Orchestra 2 in at number 7. Unlike most other shooters of this type, Red Orchestra doesn't rely on HUDs or bullet counters. You'll have to manage all of that yourself, as with your health. When shot, you'll have to perform some quick battlefield first aid in order to stop the bleeding if you get a small wound, and if it's a big wound, well, I'm sure you know how to reload the game, right? Brothers in Arms: Road to Hill 30. Jump into the shoes of the famous 101st Airborne Division, see what I did there, and take part in several key real-life battles and missions, all in the aim of capturing Hill 30. This game's realism is certainly worth a mention, as your weapons and aiming aren't as accurate as in most other shooters, attempting to simulate the experience of being shot at during a major military operation. The Saboteur. Most World War II games are either first-person shooters or real-time strategy games, but here we have a third-person open-world game instead. Set in Nazi-occupied Paris, it is up to you to join the French resistance and liberate the city from the Third Reich through a combination of sabotage, Formula 1 racing, and burlesque shows. Wait, how did that last one get in there? Battlefield 1942. Though I don't particularly buy into the whole modern warfare genre, I will admit that I was a huge fan of these series when they first started out as World War II games. Battlefield 1942 still is fucking awesome in my eyes, as is Vietnam. Rather than being made to take part in story-based missions, this series is all about territory and capture points. And as a class-based game, it'll be up to you to assemble a mixed team of soldiers of different talents in order to reach total victory. If you're a fan of the Battlefield games, but haven't had a chance to play the earlier titles, then I'd strongly recommend that you do. Call of Duty. At the risk of getting a massive backlash from the community, I'm going to go out on a whim here and say that the first games in the Call of Duty series were awesome. Say what you want about this series, but the World War II games, the first two in particular, were fantastic. Watch an episode or two of Band of Brothers, and then load up Call of Duty and reenact what you've just watched in some of the single-player campaign maps. There are also shouts out to the film Enemy at the Gates, which starred Jude Law, because who can forget the first time they were given 5 bullets and no rifles, and then asked to go and attack the enemy. A fantastic game that the latest modern shooters could learn a thing or two from. Medal of Honor Allied Assault. I remember when this first came out, and holy shit did everyone go crazy over it. Mostly because of the D-Day landing level that strongly reminded us of that scene from Saving Private Ryan, but the entire game was just so entertaining to play. Playing through the single-player campaign at the time felt like we were actually on a military campaign to liberate Europe. It felt epic, it felt great, and it certainly stands as one of the best World War II first-person shooters of all time.
It's been 1 week since you looked at me, cocked your hand to the side and said I'm angry.
Company of Heroes! And finally, in at number 1 is the stellar real-time strategy franchise, Company of Heroes. Based on real World War II campaigns and events, it will be up to you to command the Allied forces as you attempt to win over the Nazi occupation. But unlike other RTS games of this genre, the focus here isn't killing everyone on the map. It's all about completing certain objectives and holding certain points, meaning that this isn't another search and destroy game, but rather a very strategic and tactical one, and that's why this gaming series comes in at number 1. And we're out of time once more, but don't forget to like and sub and twits and Patreon and, well, that's all there is really. Thanks for watching and I'll catch you all next time. See ya!
Sometimes I think this life is killing me. I swear sometimes I think this life is killing me. Sometimes I think this life is killing me.